People are strange. Something strange.
Is that strange?
That is strange.
That is strange.
Well, that is strange. This is strange.
The blood moon is upon us, everybody. Let me start that again. The blood moon is upon us. Yes.
Hey, wait a minute.
Yes. I found it, everybody.
That?
I found the effects button on my freaking mixer. So, yeah, we might have some fun.
We're going to have to play around with that.
Yeah. Yeah, so blood moon rituals. That's what we're going to be talking about today. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening around the blood moon. We attack Iran 3 days before. There's a lot of threes going on. We're going to get into that. There's also some crazy stuff happening with Jim Carrey's face. Flex, I don't know if you've seen him, but that ain't Jim Carrey, bro.
No, I'll tell you who I think it is when we get to it. We'll get to it. But yeah, I don't know, man. I've kind of laid low this week because I was busy with work, and Greg, you were busy with some other stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I've been keeping a little bit of tabs on stuff. I am shocked it's going the way it's going so quickly.
Yeah, right.
2026 has really just been, I don't know if it's a year of reveal, but let's put it this way. Nobody's talking about the Epstein files anymore, which really pisses me off. That just got put under the rug. So
bingo.
I usually drink water on the show, but today I'm having my my Moscow Mule.
There you go.
Alcohol.
You need some relief.
I'm going to go belligerent.
I barely heard that. Hopefully everybody else heard it.
I hope you all heard that.
He cracked his can, everybody. Well, so here's the deal is the anti-war president started a war. He also, I think last week, made it like reduce the liabilities for glyphosate manufacturers, right? Declared that phosphorus or whatever is a critical mineral. So he got rid of the liabilities for like Bayer or all the Monsanto, whatever the hell it is, right?
Yeah, that was I just don't know what's going on with this guy.
Right. So there's a lot of questionable things that are happening in the MAGA movement that people really have to kind of digest. And is it all just 5D chess, or is this really just a downhill slope and everybody had the carpet being pulled from them, right? The rug pull.
That's a big rug pull.
Right. And so, like, I know before we get into Blood Moon and stuff, we like this Iran attack happened on February 28th. That is the same day of this 6-planet alignment. Have you heard about this?
I did.
Yeah. So I thought I had a clip to this, but like the 6 planets are all aligned.
And do we know which planets they are?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Uranus is in there somewhere.
Yeah, Uranus has got to be in there, dude. It's always in there. So it's called a planet parade or a parade of planets, and it's gonna have. There's something about the sunrise. There's a rare sunrise and eclipse happening at the same time. And there's, let's see, like, so it happened last time where there were 7 planets that aligned.
Are there really 7 planets? Listen, I'm devil's advocate. I'm going to question everything today because by the time I finish this 7% drink, and I don't drink, guys, so I'll get belligerent or my clothes will start coming off, one or the other.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know. I thought I had this link all set up. Sorry. But like, yeah,
that's all right.
It's supposed to be this rare event, but it seems to happen quite a bit. Oh God, I got to do this whole freaking ad block. I hate ad block stuff, dude. Anyway. So yeah, this thing happened, and I want everybody to remember this because it's going to come up later in the show when we kind of talk about everything else that's happening with this eclipse. Let's see. So spectacular and rare alignment of 6 planets is about to happen in the sky. But I think it already happened, right? Oh, wait. This is in 2024. God, okay. I'm screwing this up. Screwing it up. Pull the rug. I'm pulling the rug on everybody, dude. That's it. I'm done.
Yank it.
Yeah, the event will occur the night of February 28th going into March 1st. So that was the same night that we invaded or, I guess, bombed Iran.
Yeah.
Here we go. Jupiter, Saturn, Venus, Neptune, Uranus was one of them.
Yes.
And Mercury. Okay. They all lined up.
I'm happy about that.
Right. Well, so like, here's the deal is like when they line up, you know, it forms this perfect little line in the sky, just like this illustration. No, I'm just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know what the meaning is esoterically, energy, right? Like the astrological signs, you hear like the term that millionaires don't study the stars, billionaires do. So it means something with feelings, energy, movement, attention, and apparently starting wars. So there's that. But
and any excuse to start a war. This is going to be scary because I really don't know where it's going with this. But and again, for those that are like, will shit on the fact that they use astrology, guys. They use the stars. They use the moon. They do a lot of sacrifices around this time. With how many kids that just got killed in Iran? Like, you know, they check off a lot of boxes when they do stuff like this, and they do love their moon cycles. So it's not just Greg loving the moon; they love it.
It's not just me.
You know,
it's not just me.
That's it. We're basically a conspiracy theorist is someone who studies patterns. That's it.
Right.
We study patterns. That's what we're doing. We study the pattern of what we're given.
Yeah. And so I just thought that was very strange that happened. It happened 3 days before this total lunar eclipse that's going to happen on March 3rd, peaking at 3:33 a.m. So tons of threes going all over the place. I just find this fascinating. Threes. Right? So 3:30 a.m. PST, you have March 3rd, visible across the North American. This is the Wormwood full moon. Event lasts for over an hour to begin viewing at 3 o'clock, ending at 4 a.m. PST. No special equipment is needed, blah, 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 blah. I'm debating on watching this thing. Just waking up at 3, seeing it turn red.
Like, again, like it's not 2 o'clock. It's not 3 o'clock. It's always 3, 3, 3.
Like what?
I just don't get it.
Yeah.
All the time. And I see it all the time now when I'm watching or when I'm even listening to crime podcasts. The 33 number comes up a lot in crime podcasts, which gets me thinking, like, a lot of the times being like, are these even real? You know, that I'm listening to?
Well, yeah,
you know,
and it seems to be planned. And so like this, the same. So right after that, the Iran attack happened, you had a mass shooting in Austin, Texas. And apparently,
I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah. So let's see. So this was 3 dead, 14
Chris
hurt.
and Dave?
No. So they are not in Austin anymore. They are in like the Conroe area. But
okay,
3 dead, 14 hurt in Austin, Texas, mass shooting. And this guy was wearing like a Allah sweatshirt. Like they made it look very, hey, this guy was a sleeper cell for Iran, Muslim Brotherhood type thing, got activated. Yeah. They made it look very suspicious, right?
Yeah.
But also on the night of the attack, the Iran attack, 3 American service members were killed. So it's always 3. And when you see these mass shootings, you'll see 3 dead, including shooter. 3 dead, 3 dead, 3 dead, right?
Yeah.
Another common number you'll see is 14. 14 is the number of Osiris, like the pieces, the 14 pieces that Osiris was torn into, right?
Okay. Now I have to look for that one too.
Yeah. So you'll see 3, 14, and 17 because 3 plus 14 is 17. But 17 is also, I think, the day that Osiris was killed. It was the 17th day of whatever month. I don't remember. But yeah, like there's 3s all over the place. That's one thing that I noticed. And here's something else, dude. So you know how like Trump is just straight up tied to 9/11, right? Like whether it be like commercials like the sheep, the 9 and the 11 on the rooms, right? He is the 45th and the 47th president. 4 plus 5 is 9. 7 plus 4 is 11.
He always has on he always has on his hat. There's a lot tied with that as well.
So this attack, according to Laura Loomer, in the Islamic calendar, it was the 11th day of the 9th month. So looking at this, so February 28th, the day of the attack, was the 11th day of the 9th month of the Islamic calendar. So there's your 9/11 right there.
There it is there.
You know what I mean? So it's like the chances of all of these things kind of adding up. And I guess you could say, well, that has to be a very specific calendar. You're kind of cherry picking. I could see that angle too. But you know what? I am cherry picking. And guess what?
Yeah.
It all lines up.
It's your show. It's your show. You can pick your nose, pick your bum. Now you got some bubble gum. That's it, bro. Like, it doesn't matter. You know, we're just finding patterns that we see all the time that they use against us. And it may not affect us, or it does affect us, but surface level, we go, what does it mean to us? It means a lot, because between January and March, look how many celebrities have passed away. There's a lot of ritual sacrificing going on right now. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's always between January and March, I find, is when we have the most people passing away.
Right. Well, and then you have the Ides of March happening, I think March 14th. And I think you have an awards show happening then.
Yep.
Right? And I think we had an award show.
Yeah,
you always have like these mass shooting events around award shows. You have like large scale events happening. So that way the Hollywood pull, whatever, blah, 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 can start talking about it.
Yeah. All the award shows are in that 3-4 month period. So you have the Brit Awards that just happened recently. You've got the Grammys, you've got the Academy Awards, and the Oscars. You've got, I think, the Billboard Award. There's a lot of awards. They don't do them during, and people will say, they'll say we don't do them during the summer because people aren't around. I actually look at it being like, that's because that is the high time when all this moon shit's flying around, and they believe in this. Yeah. They believe in this shit. Unfortunately, these are some evil people.
Right. And I was listening to Donut today, and he reminded me of all of these events that happened on full moons, if not eclipses, like either partial or total eclipses. And Charlie Kirk was one of them. So he wasn't really killed on a eclipse, but his funeral, you know, that whole memorial, like wrestling WWE show?
Yeah.
That was held during a partial solar eclipse.
Yeah. They have to do this. And for us who are awake, we're annoyed by it because we can see it, or if not annoyed, we're just kind of like, what are we gonna do about it? Well, absolutely nothing.
So check this out, dude. So this is saying Glendale. So this is where the funeral was held, Glendale, Arizona. That is directly next to Phoenix. Phoenix rising from the ashes, right? So the city of the mythical resurrection bird, sitting precisely on the 33rd parallel north. And look at this little graphic that he has. I might have to open this in a new tab here so that way we could see it big. But September 7th, 3 days before Charlie Kirk's murder, there was a blood moon eclipse. September 10th, the day before September 11th, is right when he was shot and killed. This was the exact midpoint of the eclipse season. I mean, his death really did eclipse September 11th and the attacks and remembering the attacks, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So September 21st, you had that partial solar eclipse when he had his service.
And we had been talking about how we felt something big was coming, you know, this last year around that time. And I feel like they do it within 3 to 5 days of the eclipse. So it won't be, they have like what's happening now, right? They have between the 28th and March 2nd or 3rd, there's going to be multiple things. So it's not just on the one day. I'm seeing it as it's over the period of the eclipse when it's either starting, during, and ending.
Yeah. You know? And then, I mean, there's various things that, so like the full moon is a 3-day period as well. So if you look at like an astronomical or like even like your weather chart or whatever, right? Your whatever app, a full moon will be for 3 days. There's always like the first day of the full moon, the second day, which is the biggest and the brightest, and then the last day, and then it kind of recedes into whatever. But here's something else about the Charlie Kirk death that I found that was very strange. So this Laura Matsu on X says Charlie Kirk died right on the heels of the lunar eclipse in the second decan of Pisces. According to ancient astrologers, each eclipse has specific indications of events predicted in that period, according to where they fall. She's saying she was speechless when I looked up the description for where this last lunar eclipse fell. And look at the screenshot she had. So Pisces of the second decant, the lunar, it says death of a great person. So apparently, when you have a lunar eclipse, the second decan of Pisces lunar eclipse, it calls for the death of a great person. I don't know what book this is. She might have set it up here. Oh, from Eclipses by Derek Appleby. That's the book, Eclipses. Very strange. Very strange. Also on September 7th, the night of the lunar eclipse, 3 days before Charlie Kirk's death, you had Lady Gaga performing her blood ritual at the VMAs. Right?
VMAs, right. See, there's another one that they have. It's all within that 90-day period.
Right. I mean, everything's just blood red.
And I don't remember these award shows being like, same with the award shows, the Olympics, and what am I thinking about here? Something else. Sorry guys, I just drew blank. See, this is why you don't drink alcohol in the middle of the show.
Dude, tell me about it.
Show. Well, I don't remember these shows being like this. You know, the award shows, I think they always kind of hit it. And lately, it's just so demonic. Everything.
Or at least it's very, like if you don't believe in demons, Jesus, the Bible, and you're just looking at this from like, I don't know, like just an outside perspective.
It looks satanic with the strobe lights and the red and the costumes. And it's like, I want to go back and think, you know, when did it all start? You know, like the Olympics of 2012, that's where they had all the COVID shots and stuff playing
over
around
in China. Yeah.
So that's where I look at it going, oh, so I can go back as, you know, 2012 when that happened, but I don't remember these shows being like this. Now it's just every time you're going to get one of these.
Yeah, and you're talking about like the very dark red performance, whether it be, what was it, Sam Smith, who did his circle, red circle, right? Getting
I would love to go back to the days where the most controversial thing was seeing geez, I can't even think straight. This Moscow Mule's gone right to me.
Dang,
Janet Jackson's titty. There we go.
Yeah.
And that was just, oh, okay. That might have been a humiliation ritual, but my God, dude, I'd go back and love those days.
Yeah, I think the symbol of the sticker on her nipple was like a 6-pointed star or something like that. It was something.
Yeah. And I missed it. I got up to go to the kitchen to go get something, and all my friends were like, and I'm like, what happened? And, yeah, we just saw her boob. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah. And that was in the news. That was in the news for a week or two, you know. But see, I didn't realize. Yeah, you know, the 6-star little nipple tipple. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it here. I don't really want to show, but let's see.
But the whole predictive programming of COVID at the 2012 Olympics. And I'm like, oh, what is that? What is this massive, like, Grim Reaper and these big needles floating? What does that have to do with the Olympics? Like, right. Even when I saw it then and I wasn't awake, I'm like, what does this have to do with the Olympics? Are they talking about steroids here? Like, ooh, take your drug. It's just, and it was even as stupid this year. They did some shit this year where people still want to listen. If you're still watching this shit and giving your attention, I'm shaking my head at you. I'm slapping your wrist. This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
this is
shame on you. Shame.
Shame on you. We're never
Well, no,
going to get
so-
out of this shit.
Yeah, what I was saying is like if you just look at this from like an outside perspective, like everything's red. If you look at like I don't know if it's called kundalini or chakra, right? The red is down towards the groin, right? So sexual energy, red, that's what it's promoted with. Even in the Matrix, the woman in the red dress, that's to kind of get him attracted and distracted. That's what the red is supposed to do. And Hollywood is just a bunch of sex, dude. I mean, if you look at what they're promoting now, I mean, for God's sakes, you had Megan Thee Stallion and who else it was doing WAP on stage, live on TV. Like, my God, if you look at like the Janet Jackson, like titty drop versus WAP, that is a large chasm of like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, one was acceptable.
When Britney and Madonna kissed, and we're like, oh, they kissed.
Right. Yep.
You know what I mean?
That was a big thing.
But it's just this whole satanic, it has to be red and the flashing and the symbolism and I want to know what they know. Like, do they know the end times are coming and somebody's coming to save us? At this point, I don't know who.
That's a good yes, that's a good segue into like what I wanted to get here. Because there's like this theory, right? Like the whole Donald Trump being the moon child brought to you by the Aleister Crowley Babylon working ritual that was performed by Jack Parsons out in the desert with Ron. What the hell is his name? The guy who came up with Scientology, whatever the hell his name is.
Ron Hubbard.
Yes, Hubbard. So everybody, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I did a whole episode on Donald Trump and the blood moons, and there is a significant tie with Donald Trump and the blood moons. The first of which is he was born during a total lunar eclipse. So June 14th, 1946, it was a total lunar eclipse during his birth. And so there's some that are saying, well, okay, that's just whatever. But then you have certain pastors out there, certain Christian pastors who are saying, no, these are signs in the heavens that Donald Trump was meant to be. And I want to play a clip from this show that I did. And you guys will have to ignore the Patreon, pardon my American flags on there because, yeah, this is an old video back in when this was a Patreon-only show here, okay? So check this out. Little self-promo. Donald Trump was born on a blood moon. Australian pastor Steve Cioccolanti says that there's a direct connection between President Donald Trump and the signs in the heavens.
Donald Trump was born on a blood moon. 700 days later, Israel was reborn as a nation. Trump becomes president on the 20th of January 2016 at the age of 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days. Trump then recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel on the 70th birthday of the nation.
Yet another blood moon on January 20th through the 21st of 2019. This came at the exact midpoint of Trump's first term in office. 2 days before the 2020 election, during his Trump rally in Rome, Georgia on November 1st, 2020, blood moon. And guess what is about to happen this November 8th during the midterms? Yeah. So a lot of blood moons surrounding Donald Trump, at least in his first presidency and his birth and a lot of other stuff. The exact midpoint of his first term, there was a blood moon, like to the day. And this guy, in that episode, I kind of break down what this Steve Cioccolanti is kind of saying. He's saying that Donald Trump and Israel are tied together through this astronomical sign, the blood moon. And through the number 777, all these different things, right? And it made me start thinking because one time I went to Lowe's here in town and I bought a piece of wood, or it was like something minimal, right? And it was $6.66. And I brought it up to the cashier and I go, yeah, I'm just going to take this. I'm a little weary of the price. But he goes, oh, well, that's nothing, man. He's like, 777 is worse. And I was like, do tell. Okay, now you've intrigued me. And he starts going down this road of like 777 is the new kind of, it's the trickery, it's the trickster, it's going to like blah, blah, blah. I don't know. And I kind of like forgot about that until I saw this whole clip again. I was like, oh yeah, that guy like went off about the number 777 being bad. So I don't know. That guy was, a little out there with his ways. And
I mean, that is 777 is the winning number on a jack slots,
Exactly.
So who knows?
So it's like, did they do that on purpose, to mask and mimic and everything? I don't know. I honestly don't know. If somebody knows, leave a comment. Leave a comment on the YouTube channel here. So,
yeah.
But I do want to say, so like Trump's experiences with these eclipses, I remember the first one during his first term, and he looked up at the eclipse without, so this was a total solar eclipse, right?
Without any sunglasses or.
Right. So he looks up at the skies and he's just like squinting and everybody's making fun of him, right? But this was the first time that I heard him being referred to as the Sun King.
Oh.
Right? So this is RT coming out. This was August 22nd, 2017. Sun King. Trump looks at the solar eclipse without protective glasses. And everybody's like making fun of this and all this stuff, right? And I found that this was interesting because like in ancient Babylon, the king would usually be substituted out, right? Like remember the king for a day? So the term king for a day comes from this substitute king, where they thought it was bad luck to have the king sitting on the throne during the eclipse. So they would substitute him out with some poor schmo, like a gardener, a frickin' janitor, whoever, have him be the king for the day, get the women, food, whatever he wanted. And then at the end of the eclipse, they'd have to kill him. A sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
Right, because he absorbed that bad mojo from the eclipse. And so that king for a day was literally, that's it. Dude. Like you're king for a day and you're gone.
That's it. You got 24 hours, and then we're putting you in a hole.
Right. And so I'm thinking,
or chopping their head off, whatever they,
Yeah, exactly. Right. Poking their eyes out. Who knows? But I was thinking about that, and I'm thinking, well, what a contrast here, because now you have Trump directly staring into the eclipse. He's not hiding at all. Right. No substitute. He's going, I am the Sun King. Like, I'm going to absorb this shit. I'm going to look right at it.
Is his eyes even open in that photo?
He's very squinty. I mean, he's got some.
I just like, I don't know.
We can kind of maybe. I don't know. I don't know if we can get over that.
They are a little open. They are open.
There we go. Yep. Sun King's staring.
Okay.
But then, so if you look later, even last year, we have so many mentions of Trump being the Sun King. The Sun King is back, and his name is Trump. All right, here's an article from MSN, whatever. You have Capital Reset, Donald Trump, the American Sun King. Trump prepares for power as Sun King, January 2025. Donald L., as in Louis Trump, the Sun King Reloaded. Right?
That's interesting, because I never heard of that term being related to him.
Well, it comes from his obsession with King Louis XIV, who was known as the Sun King.
Right.
And if you look at Trump Tower, all of the interior of his, like the golden designs, all this luxury artwork and all this stuff, that was modeled after King Louis XIV. He personally had it modeled like in the style that King Louis, the Sun King, had his stuff sound, right? So you have that connection with the Sun King already. Like Trump's already kind of obsessed with that style, right?
Right.
And so like you think about him being called the Sun King, born during the total lunar eclipse. And so like, and if you think about a lunar eclipse, the Earth is passing by, like, what is it? It's passing in front of the sun. So it's right in between the sun and the moon. And it's the corona, right, that kind of shimmers or makes the red bounce off of the moon to give it that red look. So the light goes around the earth and bounces off the moon to give it that red look. And so it's like, even then, the sun has influence on the moon. This, like, you can try to eclipse the moon, but the sun will still shine on it, right?
So, and the sun goes behind the moon, right?
So the sun
on this one,
the sun and the moon, I think the earth is in between the sun and the moon.
Okay.
And that's why you're getting the eclipse.
Because it's interesting with, conspiracy theory that everyone thinks that the moon is hollow in the back end. It's either made out of metal or the back end of it could be like the back end of a spoon. So I'm always wondering, well, how the light from the sun would reflect back at that. Well, and if you believe in that stuff.
Well, isn't it odd that like the moon and the earth, or the moon and the sun, are like exactly the perfect diameter, right?
Yeah. They're the same size and they're in their atmosphere. Yes, I'm a flat earther, folks. I'm sorry. We're not spinning around on a globe. Sorry. The sun is not 66 billion miles away. It's in our atmosphere.
Right.
And you can tell because they are the same size. The same size.
Here's another one, and it even looks like they gave him ram horns. Isn't that weird?
Lovely.
Just like when he does like the Time magazine, they'll put the horns of the M of the Time behind his head to make him look like he has horns.
Make him look horny.
Yeah, he's a horny dude. So I wanted to go back to this Aleister Crowley and the Moonchild and the sex magic and all that stuff, right? So I found a thread by Donnie Darkened, now Donnie Discerned, on X from 2023 when he was talking about this stuff. Because the Babylon working ritual happened, and then like several months later, Donald Trump was born during a total solar eclipse. Mm-hmm. So like people are like, oh, this is kind of strange. But you kind of have to know the background and what this Babylon working was. So that's what I wanted to go through here with you guys. So in this thread, he starts out by saying the Babylon working, also known as the Babylon working or the working of the beast, was a series of magical rituals conducted by the American rocket scientist and occultist Jack Parsons and the founder of Scientology and occultist L. Ron Hubbard in 1946. The goal of the working was to manifest the energy of the goddess Babylon, infuse her feminine energy with masculine energy, and create the moonchild or the beast, right? So the goal was to have man and woman unite and create a moonchild, or AKA beast, he's calling. And why this is important is because Jack Parsons was very important, and I think he's going to get into this, with Jet Propulsion's laboratories, which went on to go give the fuel to become NASA. NASA built these rockets built off of Jack Parsons' jet propulsion systems. Mm-hmm. So he's very entangled in the science community to this day. I mean, like, he's part of our history. Jet-propelled Antichrist, this is in quotes, as Parsons put it. The rituals were conducted over several weeks and were part of Parsons' larger magical workings. The rituals were conducted in the framework of the thelemic system developed by Aleister Crowley, emphasizing the central tenet, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. The Babylon working aimed to bring about the specific magical and spiritual result, often interpreted as the manifestation of the divine feminine archetyped Babylon. The specific details of the ritual conducted during the Babylon working were not fully disclosed by Parson and Hubbard, but there is some ambiguity and speculation surrounding the events. Here's what we know. And then there's a picture of the Lama, this OTO, right? So Jack Parsons was an American rocket engineer, chemist, and occultist. He played a significant role in the early development of rocket technology in the United States and was one of the founders of Jet Propulsion's laboratory, JPL. JPL has a significant historical connection to NASA as one of its key centers for robotic exploration of space. At the same time of his career in rocket science, Parsons was deeply involved with the occult and esoteric pursuits, particularly with the framework of Thelema, developed by Aleister Crowley. Then it just kind of goes on, blah, 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 blah. He gets into various magical and mystical traditions, including Freemasonry, Rosicrucianism, Thelema. He's talking about like getting into the lodge in California where he meets Parsons. And there's like this kind of weird thing where Parsons, or L. Ron Hubbard, I should say, L. Ron Hubbard used to be like naval intelligence or something like this. And there's theories that L. Ron Hubbard was hired by the government to infiltrate this whole movement because in the end, L. Ron Hubbard stole Jack Parsons' wife. Like she went
missing, and we've never heard where she's gone. You know what I mean?
I think she's still alive. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I've seen so many documentaries and stuff where they're like, where did she go? She's just disappeared.
Okay. Maybe. Yes. I'm thinking about Margaret or I'm thinking about the redhead that Jack Parsons eventually did the Babylon workings with. So that was not his wife.
Yeah.
So maybe I was thinking about her.
No, so I was talking Ron Hubbard's wife went missing.
Oh, okay. Well, then that would have been Jack Parsons' first wife then. I don't know.
First wife. Yeah.
But yeah, so the Babylon working involved elements of sexual magic, including ritual sex acts, which Parsons believed could be used to generate magical power and achieve spiritual transformation. The rituals were conducted over a period of several weeks and included scrying, invocations, and ceremonial practice. Despite the controversies and challenges in his life, Jack Parsons is remembered for his contributions to rocket science and his influential role in the early development of rocket technology. Now, I've read those rituals before, and they're very graphic as far as like what you have to do with your body. And it's very like the fact that he went out in the middle of the desert and he was doing this, bro. It's pretty concerning because like that is some commitment. If you're going to get that dirty out in the desert, that is downright commitment. And
yeah, but when
go for it.
to be a part of any of this, you have to commit. I mean, this is why they have such really devastating and psychopathic rituals they have to do to each other to commit to be part of it. You know, it's severe hazing, and they want to be in it. You're going to get hazed.
Well, and not only that, but the other reason why I think L. Ron Hubbard might have been like a spy sent out to do like whatever on him is because he didn't partake in any of these Babylon workings. He just went out there to write and observe. And it's like, oh, really? So you're just kind of the fly on the wall? You're just, you know what I mean? Okay.
She's taking notes.
Right. So here's where Donald Trump comes in, okay? So Donald Trump was born on June 14th, 1946, and the total lunar eclipse or blood moon on that date was the first of 3 blood moons to occur after the Babylon working rituals conducted by Jack Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard earlier in 1946. The Babylon working rituals took place from January to March of that same year, and the lunar eclipse on June 14th followed later in the same year. Oops, sorry. I don't think it's a coincidence that Crowley emphasizes the importance of astrological and astronomical considerations in his magical practices. If you're familiar with my work, you will know that solar and lunar eclipses carry great significance in the connections I've pointed out surrounding Donald Trump and various other subjects relating to him in some other way or another. In 2018, this is crazy, dude. So they made a TV show, Strange Angel. And it was I think it's on Amazon Prime. You can watch it right now. There's only 2 seasons. I watched all of season 1, some of season 2. But in the very first beginning episode, season 1, episode 1, opening scene. I guess to back up a little bit, what the show is about, it's about Jack Parsons. So it focuses on the life of Jack Parsons, his entanglement with occultism, his early days of rocketry, focusing on his life and how he gets into the OTO and all this occult stuff. But in the opening scene, there is a blood moon. And it's just like, it couldn't get more obvious than that they're tying the blood moon in with this sex magic to create the moon child.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but the TV series Strange Angel was released on Donald Trump's 72nd birthday, June 14th, 2018. Like, it just premieres on his birthday, opens up with a blood moon.
Hey, he probably invested in the movie and or went to the premiere knowing Mr. Trump.
I guess, right?
He's like, this movie's about me. That's my Trump impersonation.
Right. And so this Donnie Darkin guy is saying, is this all coincidence, or could Donald Trump be the moonchild or jet-propelled Antichrist that Parsons alluded to? Right? So it's very strange that he was born on a blood moon right after this moonchild ritual. Now, if you take a step back, you're going to say, okay, well, that sure is giving a lot of credibility to this sex magic. And you're saying, like, it works. You're just like, I don't know. You'd have to believe that it works if you're giving this much cred to it, right?
We don't have to believe it. They believe it. That's all that matters, is they believe it.
Right.
You know?
And so, like, now you have this war with Iran and all of these kind of significant events happening around blood eclipse or blood moons, or you even have like total solar eclipses. He's called the Sun King, right? And when you look at the Bible, okay, and I saved this guy's post. He does not believe in the Bible, but he listed out some phrases that are commonly scripture that is commonly referred to when they talk about blood moons, right? So this is Adam Green. He's a known atheist. He doesn't believe in Jesus. He does not believe in anything. So, but he points out like Joel 2:31, Acts 2:20, Revelation 6:12, where it's all talking about the sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. All right, so that's Joel 2:31. The sun shall be turned to darkness and the moon to blood before the great and notable day of the Lord to come. That's Acts 2:20. I looked when he opened the sixth seal, and behold, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black and sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. That's Revelations, right? And so I'm just thinking, like, in this event that's coming on 3/3, the age that Jesus was when he died, right? He was 33 years old. At 3:33 a.m., it's at its peak. And then you have this rare event where you see the sunrise and the eclipse at the same time. The sun rising. Right? If we look at Jesus as a solar entity, the Son of God, the crown of thorns on his head were the sun rays, right? He's raising at the same time as this eclipse, and now you're talking all this like blood moon scripture, right? And now people will be like, dude, this is blasphemy. I'm going to turn this off. Like, this goes against the Bible. Like, no one will know when the day the Lord returns and all that stuff. Well, okay, that's fine. But you have to consider this as a metaphorical instance as well.
You have to.
Right?
You have to. Can't take it literally.
Well, I mean, you could, right? And that's your choice to do that. But like, let me try to find this whole thing. I mean, what are your thoughts? I'm going to try to find this article that talks about the rising of the sun at the same time. So
I just want to know, like, I feel like when I've talked to some people in our group, how there's so many versions of the Bible. It's been rewritten. Stories have been let out,
right.
left out. And I feel like, you know, I believe in faith. I believe there's a greater being, you know, but I feel with the Bible and with the industry, it's just corrupt, right? And you can see it with the priests, you can see it with the Pope, you see it with how they corrupt their minds and stuff like that. So again, you know, it's I believe in God. I just not so much in the establishment and the viewing the views of how they. Sorry, this cat was trying to drink my drink.
Get out of here, Rio.
How it's written, why it's been changed multiple times, and why stuff's been left out, and he died at the age of 33, but why do they use that number 33 now and everything?
Right.
Like it's just kind of, there's a lot of things that make you go kind of scenarios, right?
Right. Well, and like I think of the church as the first instance of intel gathering, right? You go into the priest to confess your sins, and that priest can kind of do some stuff with that.
And right now Christianity has been hijacked. Just because you have a star or a politician say Jesus or God doesn't make them a Christian. It doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't. You can have Jelly Roll sitting there singing about it.
Yeah.
Sorry, it doesn't.
Well, and then most of the time, people use Christianity just to make money because they know Christians will buy.
That's it.
Whatever they're selling, right? I mean, as long as you say, "Oh yeah, I'm a Christian," and I'm trying to promote Christianity, you'll get money.
And I think Turning Point USA is one of the corporations now that's hijacked.
Right.
Christianity, right?
So here's the article I was looking at. So space.com, see the impossible as the sunrise and the total lunar eclipse appear at the same time on March 3rd. So they're calling this an impossible event. A rare atmospheric effect called selenium. Ooh, you have the lion in there. That's another interesting thing. So we'll touch on that. So Selene Lion could briefly let skywatchers see the rising sun and the blood moon at the same time, right? So you're seeing the rising sun. He's coming again. The moon will turn red when the Lord returns, right? A rare atmospheric effect. We just read that. This year's first lunar eclipse, rare chance to see, blah, 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 blah. It's literally just talking about the same thing. I read the same sentence 3 times in a row. I mean, that's all you really need to know. But like, this is saying totality will begin at 3:03 a.m. It will peak 30 minutes later at 3:33 a.m. Right?
Is this tonight or tomorrow?
This, I believe, is tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's March 2nd. So it would be tomorrow. I have to get up.
But like, this morning, right? Tonight, during the middle of the night at 3 a.m. Flex, do it. Get up.
Hey, listen, if I, look, I'm 50 years old. If I have to go, take a leak, I'll take a leak, take a look,
So check this out. So the lion, right? So what kind of astrological alignment is Trump waiting for to attack Iran? When was this put out? This was January 23rd, 2026. So this was a month or so before the attack. He said there's a blood moon on March 3rd. Blood moons are always associated with judgment, upheaval, war, and major transitions. Trump was also born on a blood moon. The blood moon is in Leo. Lion.
Wow.
The previous Israeli American operation against Iran was called Rising Lion, Leo. And the old flag of Iran also features a lion. Right? And so this guy's like, he called it about a month and a half ago. So a month and a week ago.
Well, I mean,
interesting stuff.
Like we said earlier, we find patterns. That's what our job is. We're finding patterns that they show us. They go back to the same old. It's just the same script all the time. So this time next year was same thing. Between January and March, there's going to be some type of rituals and a bunch of people dying and stuff like that. And just, and then when there is something with the moon, that's even more important for them. So like, we got to sacrifice X amount of people for the moon child.
Right.
Whoever that is, at this point, it seems to be Trump.
Well, and you have like the Clintons testifying, right? I mean, that is something that's still going on with the Epstein stuff, but.
But here's the thing that I just touched very quickly on at the beginning of the show. We're not talking about Epstein anymore.
Right.
And all you guys are out there are going to still pay your taxes this year. What?
Yep.
Why? Get that form. Tell your employer you don't want them to take the tax off. Don't take the tax off. Don't spend the money. Put the money in a high interest yield savings account. And at the end of the year, pay them their tax, and you've made a couple grand on it. You don't need to give it to them right now. And by the end of the year, who knows? But this shouldn't be continuing. Like, we aren't talking about this. The whole war between Jim Carrey and the war.
Yeah.
No one's talking about the most devastating trafficking ring in the world.
Right.
My government too, but let's say yours, because I'm not American. Your government are a bunch of pathetic pedophile Satanists, and we're not talking about it anymore. It's just been swept under the rug.
And it's on purpose. I mean, you'd have to be like very, very naive not to think that it's on purpose, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's why they use these planetary alignments, the astrological events such as total lunar eclipses, because I think they think it provides them further protection. In some way, it must either set the narrative towards something else. And so they're saying, if we start this war during the total lunar eclipse, the attention will be gripped and everybody will forget about the Epstein files.
But it doesn't have to be a lunar eclipse. We forget about shit because shit moves so fast through the media and television. And the thing is, we shouldn't be forgetting about this. This is what we were all waiting for. Put these effers away, figure this stuff out, because until then, they don't deserve our support and our money. Period.
Right.
You know? So that's why it's upsetting to me, being like, oh, look how quickly, and every comment that I'm reading just in the last 1 or 2 days, because I was off in social media for about a week, every comment I'm reading is like, so what happened to the Epstein files? It's just disappeared. Why are we talking about Jim Carrey? What are we talking about? Now, a war, yes, we have to talk about, but my friends reached out to me and I said, listen, this is how they distract us, because now we're talking about the war. Are any of us standing up for these kids and for these women?
No.
Nope.
And I did want to play a video with Catherine Austin Fitts talking about like the real agenda behind why would we invade Iran, right? Yeah,
I tried to find the video that I had, but after this video, I'll talk about the video that I had.
Okay.
Thought I saved. Yeah.
Okay, so this is some guy talking. I don't know his name, but here we go.
The war is a distraction from this.
Wait, it's not about their nukes?
No. Iran's central bank counts because their oil and energy is very important, including for China. If you're going to come out with programmable money,
with a revolutionary new payment system,
with digital IDs that are interoperable globally, that controls in each jurisdiction centrally, you can't afford leakage. Iran right now is the big leakage in the system. Now, Larry Fink and BlackRock have said
we need to move very rapidly.
They're planning on trading all stocks and bonds using tokens.
All investments on a tokenized platform.
What it means is this is going to be...
we have one common blockchain.
Potentially $100, $200, $300 trillion market. $100, $200, $300 trillion market.
The wars, the Epstein files, the aliens, AI, it's all to keep you from the truth. The power brokers are trying to preserve US dollar dominance at any cost.
Yeah, so one thing about that video, it sucks because we're probably going to get a copyright strike. I wish all of you influencers out there
Stop playing music, because if we really want to help each other out and like prevent this copyright infringement, we can't share it.
Yeah, censorship is going to catch your music. So just quit putting music on it.
Touching on what she said, a few of the videos that I saw this week touches on one of the reasons why they're trying to start this war is the Venezuelan oil that they've now seized is very thick crude oil.
Oh.
And
I heard it's not that much though, right?
Well, the oil and the facilities that they have in Iran can fix that problem. So they don't. So the U.S. doesn't have to invest here. They can take over there. So yes, add to what she's saying, because remember, they don't just do one thing, folks. They got to check the box off.
Yep.
And it's all about the oil, because the oil is about the money, which she was talking about. So it all has to do with oil, money, the U.S. dollar not collapsing. I don't even know how it's. Listen, my stocks are making great money right now on some stuff, and I was terrified that they would crash when this attack happened. But right now it's about money. It's about propping up the U.S. dollar, which I don't know how that's even continuing, with almost $40 billion worth of debt.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happens next. When you have the Ides of March coming, right? What happens when all these, and that's assuming that Epstein is tied with these like mega billionaires that are going to lose their money and all this stuff. But I could just see where they're going to distract us with everything they could. And what better thing to distract us from is you guys, you're not going to be able to buy food, gas, nothing. So you care about the Epstein files now, or do you want to feed your children? Right. It's like, oh, yeah, you're right. I'd rather feed my children.
But the Epstein files is how we take our country back. If everybody goes, no, thank you. We don't want your service anymore. You don't represent us anymore. We already know you're corrupt. And that's harder to prove, the corruption, than this. This is easier to prove because they have everything. So I like I'm saying, tisk on everybody.
Right.
Go and watch. We watch the Super Bowl. We're going to watch the award shows. We're still watching, our TV and giving our money and stuff to everybody.
Well, dude,
this is how it changes.
And even pushing back on what I just said, like I want to buy food for my child. Most of the food is just glyphosate plumped anyway, right? So like, why the fuck are we buying poison food? Like it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. So it's like, maybe just grow your own food.
That is why I'm not in the big city anymore. I go to a local place to get all tonight I'm going to have some steak, and it's all hormone free and it's local. It's all local stuff. I'm not shopping at anything like that. And the sad thing is, not everyone can make the change that I made, which was leave the big cities. But I'm sorry, like it's only going to get worse, especially in the big cities.
Well, yeah, and
then they'll come for us in the rural later.
Oh yeah. Well, I've heard that the biggest glyphosate impacted product, one of them, is coffee, and that just tears my heart apart because I love coffee.
Really?
And that's why I was confused. I was like, I thought it was corn and soybeans that had the highest content because like they're genetically modified to withstand glyphosate.
They'll spray that shit on everything.
Right.
On everything.
Right. And so I don't know, dude. Like, do you want to cover Jim Carrey before we get out of here?
We'll just quickly go over Jim Carrey. I know some of you are going to say, oh, a guy came out saying he wore a mask. It was just a joke. That's not a mask. That's a different person. Go ahead. I actually think it looks a lot like a certain actor that's under there. So I sent you a video, I sent you a photo, but listen,
okay.
Jim, I was talking to this with my friend the other day. Jim has a $3 billion face, but I think it's, people are saying it's almost like Keanu Reeves that's under there.
Keanu Reeves,
it doesn't surprise me, man. Actors play different actors, but Jim Carrey is left-handed. This guy was signing with his right hand. Jim Carrey's eyes are dark brown. This guy's eyes were blue. Just a totally different dude. And I think they're swapping people out now. And I don't think it's because these people are getting arrested. I think they're just leaving. They're going to remember I said, I don't think the earth is round, folks. I think outside the Arctic Circle there's more land, and they're living out there, and they'll fly over once in a while to do their things. But they use doubles all the time on red carpets. They use doubles all the time for autograph stuffs because that's how they make money, is they can get away with using doubles. So either Jim is sick or something happened to him or he's been replaced, but that wasn't Jim, and that wasn't a dude wearing a mask. That was a lookalike.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say clone, because clones would at least get your eyes right. create.
So if I had a double, I would use my double to work, and then I would just enjoy my leisure time.
But that's what they do. And I know The Rock's got doubles because I've seen it. Listen, world leaders have doubles. And play the next video and tell me if this looks like Jeff Bezos. Come on.
Okay, hold on.
Come on.
Let's see. Here we go.
Who's this?
This is not Jeff Bezos. This is an imposter. He looks nothing like him.
Shit.
He sounds nothing like him. Of course, he's deeply involved with the government. Be right back.
The president is committed to supporting national security to, through, and from space. The systems we're building today provide the asymmetrical advantages that America needs to lead. Every system we deliver.
Sorry about that low quality audio. People keep putting like dumb sounds over people speaking, so it makes it difficult to hear them. I assure you, I have both versions.
His video has dumb sound over his video.
I was just going to say, stop with the music, you dumb schmucks.
Yeah.
It did not affect his voice. You can go watch it yourself. Now listen to him speak right here, not too long ago.
Modern AI is a horizontal enabling layer. It can be used to improve everything. It will.
Back to Exhibit A.
I agree. Blue Origin is committed to supporting national security.
People noticed when I saw that video right at the bat, it was not him. I mean, look at this. And of course, the Bezos that we know. For instance, his left ear had a significant flop. His face was much longer. No ear flop. So who the heck is this? People are being replaced at astonishing frequencies. And don't give me the age or the plastic surgery. It doesn't change your skull shape.
Dang.
No. Like, look
I gotta
at
say this.
Kelly Osbourne.
He's a
completely different
clone.
I don't even think they're clones. They find people that look the same. They can change a few things. And I look at it being like, there are a lot of Hollywood people that I won't call them stars because they're not stars to me. Hollywood scum that look a lot different. You know, Jim Carrey's one of them, the most recent one. And he was on a late night talk show about 2 months ago, and his hair was short. And people are like, how did you? Yeah.
Jim Carrey or
Jim Carrey.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw videos of that where he just recently in the last 4-6 weeks was on a late night talk show. He was doing like a dance and he came out and did stuff. And like all of a sudden his hair is to here. So they're just screwing with us.
Oh, someone in the chat is saying, ask Bobby Bonds. It's steroids. So maybe he's got steroids face?
No, that wouldn't change your bone structure and it wouldn't change your voice.
Well, it depends. If it's human growth hormone, that would definitely change your bone structure.
You know.
What about this though? Did you see that this is a rumor? I don't think that this is the truth here, but this is apparently it was not Jim Carrey. Mask maker Alex Stone is claiming that he was Jim Carrey at the Paris Awards.
You know how I'd believe it? If this dude puts on the mask and shows us. Right. Because the mask would have... No. Jim is either not well, gone, didn't want to do it. Jim would not get surgery done on his face because he doesn't believe in that. He's talked about how he doesn't believe in any of that stuff with Hollywood. And he's got a $1 million, billion-dollar face. You know, his face is very particular for his work. This is not the same dude.
Like his eyes are a different shade, right? And maybe it's the lighting. I don't know.
No, just different person.
So this is
and I think like Selena Gomez, right? Just a different person. She was in the news the last 2 weeks as well, being like, who's this person?
Right. This is an older video of Jim Carrey kind of talking about his retirement and stuff and just like Hollywood and being just a different person. So check this out. He was going through some stuff.
I don't exist. So they're all characters that I've played, including Jim Carrey, including Joel Barish, including any of those things. They're all characters. Jim Carrey was a less intentional character, right? Because I thought I was just building something that people would like, but it was a character. I played the guy that was free from concern so that people who watched me would be free from concern.
My favorite funny face is the one I'm wearing right now.
Dude, I don't know.
No.
It's not him?
Not you can tell in the eyes. It's always in the eyes, folks. It's always in the eyes. You know, and maybe they were just listen, they're testing us all the time with shit constantly. And this failed the test, and then they came out with some stupid story that this guy's wearing a mask.
Right.
That's not a mask. That's someone that looks very much like him. And for whatever reason, he went to this award show in Paris and whatever, you know, maybe Jim's like, I can't go. I'm sick, or he's dead, or he's in Gitmo. Maybe he's being punished for playing Biden for the last 4 years, if you believe in the plan.
Oh,
You know,
dang, dude.
I don't know. Dang, dang, dang. But Kelly Osbourne, Jim Carrey, Selena Gomez, these are just the most recent people, recent stars that are looking completely different. And like I was said 2 weeks ago, because we didn't have a show last week, when I was super lean at 7% body fat, my face structure didn't change. My cheeks would kind of change a little bit, just suck in and stuff. But some of these people's face structure changes. Like your face doesn't get longer. You know, you don't lose your eye color.
It's funny that he played the mask, right? So he could literally be wearing a mask. He was in the movie, what was it? The Truman Show, right? Where it's about realizing that your life is just a made up fucking movie. And like you're like,
TV.
what? Right? And so he's in all of these different things. The 23 Enigma, Donut talked about that. You guys go watch Donut's latest episode. It's actually pretty damn good. He goes over the blood moon and all this stuff. But like this, just either like he's very bloated in the face, and either it's a facelift, like going off just devil's advocate. If it's not a clone, okay, he's gained some weight and he got some skin tightening procedures done. And now he looks very different.
He tried to find where he was on the talk show, the most recent talk show, late night show he was on, which was like less than 2 months ago. He didn't look anything like this. His hair, everything like this. And it's just kind of like, yeah, I mean, I think this is to test us. I think it's to F us up and not talk about, because we stopped talking about the Epstein files when this happened.
Right. No, I totally agree. And maybe it's a planted story. Maybe this really is him, and they made him look like fucking shit because they're like, hey,
maybe
conspiracy theorists, let's just start talking about this instead.
He's left-handed. And here he is signing autographs with the right hand. Same with Joe Biden. Joe Biden was signing hands with the wrong hand, and his signature looked completely different if he wasn't using the auto pen. And I actually truly believe that Jim played his best role ever was Biden. I think that was the case. I think there were several Bidens, and when Jim was around to do it, and maybe Jim disagreed to do it anymore, or he was going to open his big mouth and say something, because that's a secret you have to keep. Yeah, this was just recently.
You mean open his big mouth? No, this was several years ago. This was like 11 years ago, bro.
Okay.
He had to open his mouth like this?
His hair is a little longer, just slightly longer than this, but he was on a late night talk show just recently.
So here, let me do some stuff.
And apparently they edited in the laughing, because nobody laughed when he said this. They were all kind of shocked.
Remember he walked around and did this whole mouth with the triangle thing sticking out his tongue? And then he talks about the Illuminati sign.
Fuck, honestly, I'm so fucking tired of this shit. And I'm tired that we're not doing anything about it. This is the Flex rant. I know people wanted me to rant. I'm ranting now. Fucking wake up. I'm tired of this shit. I'm so tired of this. There's no reason why so many of us are just being enslaved to this bullshit. Just stop. Stop.
Right.
I don't know what that means, folks, but stop.
Well, and that's the thing is like, if I were in the Illuminati and a powerful figure in Hollywood, I would make a joke about it. Like I would come out and do exactly what Jim Carrey is doing.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, hey, you don't know. Here, hold on. He's like,
because they use comedy.
Right? Yeah. What is it? Come on, Jimmy. Seriously. The time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
And remember, the Jimmy Kimmel show is in like a Freemasonic building. Right?
Yep.
Like he took the Masonic building. I don't know. It's just weird.
Like they're telling us, they're showing us, we have the evidence of it, and we're not doing anything about it.
Right. And then he gets a call to kind of mind control him. Like once he picks up his phone, he kind of goes numb and he starts promoting his new movie. And he's like, oh, you should buy this. You should do this. Blah, blah, blah. And at the very end, they both kind of do the Illuminati thing. So it was just very interesting.
They are very, 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 very intelligent people because what's very sad about this, and I was talking to it with my friend the other day, we were just here having dinner, chatting, and he goes, it's society, the world is sad. We're sad for the world because of how easily they've pulled the wool over our eyes and distracted us and made us hate each other. And we all hate each other. We're just hating on each other. Meanwhile, we could all come together, and I really thought it would be the kids, and apparently that's not the case. So shame on all of us. Me, you, Greg, everybody. Shame on all of us.
Shame.
We just feed into this shit.
Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, when we have a show, you kind of touch on the latest things of the week. But yes, the Epstein stuff does need to be in everybody's purview, like right at the top. But when you have people getting bombed, and then there's stories about, like school children being murdered and all this stuff. But then I've seen how they do this. Like the mainstream media will propagandize using dead children all the time. Not saying it's not true.
But even if it is real, like I saw a video of a guy who lives over in Dubai being like, we're not under attack. We're not under evacuation. He's walking outside and he's showing where the mainstream media is showing the night before that this whole mall or area got blown up.
Right.
Because this is not even real. This is wag the dog.
Yeah. Same stuff happened in Mexico. I saw a lot of people in Mexico saying, you guys, I'm not under attack. I'm not unsafe right now.
And I feel bad saying this, but maybe no one has died. Maybe this is just, there's backdoor deals going on and they're like, hey, let's make people, I don't know anymore. And it's sad to say I don't know anymore. I don't know what to do and I don't know what to believe anymore. Hence why I drank alcohol during the show.
Dang.
I drank it too quick. I got a buzz. I don't want to go start some fights right now. But
Flex, you're going down the wrong road right now. You're going down the wrong road. Hey.
I even gave the cat the backhand. I'm like, stop
hurt the cat.
Stop meowing and smelling my furniture.
Yeah. I think that's why so many people turn to Christianity and they just turn to God because, like, who else can you trust right now?
But even that's been hijacked.
Yeah.
Like, what the fudge?
I agree.
Holy cow.
Yep. Yeah.
There's no black pill. There's no red pill.
Oh, boy. Sorry, guys.
That's the bat line.
I know. They're saying, like, quit talking about the Illuminati. Blah, 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 blah. Oh.
There's no black pill. There's no red pill. I'm at the clear pill.
I
cleared my mind of this shit. I'm just, boom. I'll have to add that to my T-shirt designs.
Well, so when do we get away from pills and start doing injectables? That's what I want to know. Like,
anytime soon. I think the next lockdown will have something to do with the whole, hey, digital ID, you got to take a vaccine. And I don't think it will come maybe in my lifetime. I'm 50 years old. I would love to live another 25, 30 years healthy. I feel sorry for anyone who has kids. I had this discussion with many people being like, but I feel sorry because we don't know what world we're leaving them.
Well, the world we have now is pretty shitty. And so I think that is part of the hopeful design of, let's like leave this on a hopeful page.
Yes.
We're hoping that whatever the world turns into is better than what we have now. And we have been seeing the signs in like whatever's happening, like in the skies of whatever, like Iran, all the 7 wars in 7 years, the General Wesley Clark fruitions, or it's coming to fruition. What I'm trying to say is there's shitty stuff happening right now, but I think that people are using religion and they're using kind of end times, whether it be like eschatology, and they're trying to make the certain scenario fit with the end times where Jesus could return. And like, there's like, I'm not saying that I believe this and that this is going to happen, but I think that people are using religion right now to get them through this hard time. And that's where I think religion is good, because it gives you some hope and it gives you a reason to get up out of bed, right?
But see, God gives us the strength to make our own decisions.
For sure, yes.
That's part of it. You have to make your own decisions.
Right.
If you decide you want to stay at the job that you're at that you hate, you know, the city that you live in that you hate, the government that we are enslaved to that we hate, there can be changes. And I always sit there going, man, I wonder what the world would be like if just 75% of the world population said, enough's enough. You know, God's given me the strength and the discernment and the knowledge to make the right decisions. We're not making the right decisions when we're fighting with each other about dumbass shit. Who gives a fudge that Jim Carrey doesn't look the same? Who cares?
Yeah.
Who
No,
cares?
I hear you. Once I saw
cares?
that, like, going around, I was like, oh, come on now. I think this is a planted, make conspiracy theorists look stupid type of story, but
you know,
maybe it's really not him too at the same time, right?
We should be caring about what we were talking about the last couple of weeks. It's what's going on with the Epstein stuff, because that shows us how this world is run. We don't need to know everything. We have enough of the information to be like, wring these people by their necks, get them out of position. And yeah, maybe the next person coming is just as corrupt. I don't know how they fix it, but we have to be thinking about that, you know, and wars, obviously. But I think the war stuff, whether how much of it's real or not, is to distract us, because none of us is talking about. I know I sound like a broken record here, but I'm trying to get it through everyone's thick skulls. All of us, we have to be saying, what about the kids? What are we doing? We're killing and eating children. Come on. That should have brought everybody together. And if not, shame. Get off the platform. Hide under the blankets.
Yep.
You know,
I agree, dude.
God is giving us the knowledge and strength to see through this shit and to help each other. And that's how we can get everyone back together. I always thought it would be the kids that would unite everybody.
Yeah.
I was wrong. Hopefully I'm not wrong about that.
Well, and maybe it's just time. Maybe this whole thing
that was my rant.
Yeah.
But I'm pissed off.
Hey. Bravo, sir. I think everybody's pissed at this point. You know, it's frustrating, because I think a lot of people are frustrated with Trump. A lot of people have you know, bit what he's thrown out there, and they've taken the bait, and they're saying, you know what, if we didn't do this preemptive strike on Iran, then they would have hit us. Like, that's what all neocons say. I'm sorry, but that's just what they say. Like, preemptive strike is not an excuse to strike somebody, unless you know, absolutely know, and I bet they don't, because we've seen in the past that they never did.
The only countries left that aren't under the Rothschilds' central banking, Russia, China, Cuba, Iran.
North
So
Korea.
if you look at the list, North Korea as well. And again, folks, this is how they save their asses, because they have just printed money. And every 50 years, they have to reset everything. So it's a reset. It's taking over a lot of stuff. It's to distract us. I mean, they are very smart people, but we're smarter because we have larger numbers. We can screw the pooch on this, or we can unite and screw them. So,
well, and I want to see if these memes, because I found some memes, I want to see if they're actually true. So, like, here's one of them where it's talking about every country that the U.S. has attacked in the 21st century in which presidents authorized the strikes, right? And so you had Trump on Afghanistan along with Bush, Barack, Biden, right?
And there's a video of Trump saying, if we have to be careful because Obama and the Democrats will put us into a war with Iran.
Right.
And then he does.
Right.
I just don't get it. I don't know if it's the same dude. I don't know what's happened. I am the most confusing about all this is him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused. I really am confused with him.
Here's a meme that says, what countries has Trump attacked since returning to office? Iran, Venezuela, boat strikes in Latin America, Nigeria, Somalia, Yemen, Syria, and Iraq. Interesting.
And remember, we talked about earlier that Trump's ties to Israel with the moon and everything. But one of the ties that he has was he was going bankrupt. Epstein helped him get out of that bankruptcy with between 60 to 70 Israeli bankers. And I heard that's one reason. I mean, hey, that's a big reason.
Dude,
yeah. And if they have stuff on them too. Right now they have stuff on everybody. Nobody in this chat, they don't have stuff on the blue-collared worker, anybody in this chat, any of, the hardworking nurses, teachers, construction, linemen. They have stuff on the people that we are paying our money to and saying, here, do what you want to do with it. They don't have it on us.
Right.
So that's why we can fight back, because they got nothing on us. Well, if you open your mouth, Flex, we got a video of you doing something to Greg. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's where I'd say maybe they do have stuff on everybody, because how many smart TVs have cameras in them that are recording you when you're not watching? And like your phone, I mean, hello, like your phone is just a intelligence device. A Tesla, my God, has 7 different cameras? You have to touch the steering wheel to make the thing go.
Apparently our cameras could do stuff, but just be smart and don't do any of that stuff.
Right.
I
agree. So
don't diddle the fiddle.
Don't diddle the fiddle. He's watching you. Yeah. Here, hold on. Don't diddle the fiddle. Okay. That was
I wish I know, I love that. I'm going I can't do that.
Hey, you got to get one of these little mini mixers.
Fiddle,
so anyway, good show, Flex. I think there's a lot of mysticism and occultism around these events that are currently happening right now. I think these guys are using the signs in the heavens to make this stuff, whatever, happen.
That's it. Listen, like it says behind me, folks, faith over fear. And your faith can be in anything. It can be in any religion. It can be in yourself, your business, your kids, your wife, your boyfriend, your pet. It doesn't matter. Just don't put it in these assholes that are ruining our lives. And I think once we all do that and realize, aha, tides will change.
Yep. Yeah. Work together, love, and coordinate, and be nice, right?
That's it, man.
Be nice.
Be the voice, not the noise. Come on, stop with this shit.
Be the change you want to be in the world, or you want to see, or something like that. So anyway, so Flex, hope you stay safe up there in Canada. Everybody else, if you like the show, hit the like button. We should have said this at the beginning, but now it's at the end. If you're still here, go ahead and hit the like button. All right.
And share, man.
Like and share. And everybody else, stay steamy.